Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And now this is going to be a series of videos. And what I'm talking about is advice, giving advice and taking advice. And the BS in this particular situation is for brainstorming. And so the idea of we're just talking. If you were here with me, we would be here talking about all kinds of weird things, trying to fix not only our own personal problems, but the problems of the world. But we need to think about it. Now, this is May 3rd, Sunday, and I'm going to 2020. And um, what I want to I'm really going to spend this whole day. I just finished a cigar, and when you're smoking a cigar, you do a lot of thinking. And today is going to be nothing but fix food and smoke cigars and talk. And okay, the thing is, giving and taking advice. There's people. Advice isn't always given in words. And because I take advice from everybody, and more than likely, it's in their actions. We tell stories. I try to figure out how they got themselves in that situation, and how they were able to get out of that situation, and I apply it to myself. Uh, some stuff doesn't apply to me at this moment, but in other times it does. Now, I've been back in the United States for about a year now. And about a year ago is when I was in Mexico City and I got my last fight. so, uh, and, and some of this stuff, because I made a video about this too, but anyway, it means something. And this is something that I haven't figured out yet. Is I got in a fight on a subway in Mexico City, and it was a pickpocket. And when they picked my pocket, I turned and I started opening up on them. There was 4 to 6 of them, and then I stopped. And then I started thinking, when I fight for my life. I mean, I'm in a strange country, in a strange environment, subway. How often I ride a subway. And then there's multiple, and these aren't multiple attackers. They're multiple thieves, I guess you might call them. So, but anyway, so I stopped, and the reason I stopped was a $300 phone. Now, am I going to kill or maim these people for a $300 phone? And I thought, man, I just can't do it. And so I stopped. I let them go. Now, the thing is, in Mexico City, when they catch pickpockets, they pour gasoline on them and set them on fire. So they kill them. So I wouldn't have been out of order for me to do what I do. It wouldn't have been out of order. But for $300, I thought, man, and then like I say, I wasn't sure how many there was. That's why I said 4 to 6. So I'm going to hurt some innocent people. And that got me. And that's when I said, I think maybe this traveling around, getting myself in all kinds of weird situations, maybe I'm getting too old. I mean, like right now I'm 71, and uh, and then like I say, I came back, and then like I say, about a year ago. Well, I guess no, it wasn't. It was in November is when I went to the desert, and then I got my bicycle was stolen off of my rig, and then okay, now that's $1,500. So should have I jumped out of my truck and shot these people that stole my bike, $1,500 bike, and that's but I I I couldn't do it. All right, now that made me start thinking. Okay, now you're protecting property. You know, they don't say property, so many dollars in property. That's not. It's just property. So do you kill people for property? And so that thing I haven't got figured out yet. And when I tell the story about my bike, I've had people say, "Well, I just put in reverse and run over those suckers." You know, well, this is all sounds good, but you weren't in it was nighttime at a stoplight in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And there was no other traffic. No big deal. And so, I mean, it's just different for different people. People handle stuff different. And so, but that's something I haven't figured out yet. If it was, now this is my home, I'm here, now that's a different story. So, and then it'd be the same thing if you're in your own house. If somebody comes in your own house, that's another story. So, but like I say, now you got to remember, I'm not a city guy. Now, I'm sure city folk they have this all figured out already. I mean, they know what they're going to do. And what I've seen, the advice that I've been giving, I mean, it's not like they tell me this stuff, but what I see is city folk get victimized a lot. Either get victimized, brutally beat up, or even killed. And in the city, they got different rules than what there is out in the country. And so, like I say, so when I go to the city, it's a little different. I don't understand the rules, and it's just a little different for me. And but it's things like that, and I tell stories like this, and that is to help other people. I'm not giving you advice. Well, I am giving you advice, but I'm not telling you what to do. I hate to tell people what to do. Now, when I have my businesses, now I tell people what to do because that's what you need to do to make the business function. But other than that, I don't. And I don't like people to tell me what to do. And now I love to hear your advice. I love that. Now, one of the, I'm looking at the time, one of the exceptions on taking advice is I take advice from people I talk to and from people that I see. And when I see them, it's not like they're here. You need to do this, and it's not. They do this, and I see what they do, and it's not right, and that's not good advice. Or what they do, hey, that's good. I'm gonna remember that. I can use that. So that was advice they gave me, whether they know or not. They did give me advice, and now that's why here on YouTube, uh, when people give me advice, I love it. And and normally you watch the people that give advice, they'll put a little story in there and tell them, and it's really interesting the comments that we get. Now, sometimes we get comments from just plain weirdos, no other way to say it, kind of leftist type people, who they think really funny. And now now I draw the line on that. And the reason is, if you can sit and talk to me and give me this advice, make your comment and share your wisdom, I really love it. I really appreciate it. Now, and that's what I'm talking about, these weirdos, these lefties kind of people. They'll get up there and they'll start saying this stuff, and it's really stupid. It is nothing that if we were sitting here saying it, I mean, I would ask them questions, and because what they're saying is really stupid, and because they haven't followed through on their thinking on this process. So, and really, what it is, they don't do it. And so this is something, it's a good idea, and they're sharing their good idea with no experience behind it. And if they were here, I would say, and then they would probably end up getting mad, and then I'd have to slap the snot out of them. And so, and that's why when they make comments on here, and they're ridiculous type comments, I don't let them get away with it. And but it's hard to do it because, like I say, I'm dyslexic, so it's my reading and writing. I can't write down exactly everything the way I really mean it. That's why I like making videos. But here, let's see now. Yeah, we better stop here, and we're going to go for another one. This Mike, NoStressMike.com.